Welcome back to Straight Facts by Dinar Investor.
Jeff's opinion? Very huge. They are saying that CBI stopped selling dollars and new measures. The only way they can stop the auction if they change the rate. The sale of dollars and the central bank stopped blocking the arrival of large fake funds to Iran November 17, 2019. A halt to the dollar sale at the central bank has prevented large fake funds from reaching Iran, an informed source said on Sunday. The central bank is wasting money that can build 200 schools and 50 hospitals each year because of the currency auction, the source told Al Akbaria. The currency auction gives fake commercial agencies millions of dollars a day without any restriction, the source said, speaking on condition of anonymity. He added that stop selling the dollar in the central bank in the past days because of demonstrations and new measures prevent the arrival of large fake commercial funds to Iran through its intermediaries. Washington will begin actions against the corrupt who stole the money of the Iraqi people. November 17, 2019, 3 hours, 57 minutes, and 28 seconds a.m. Baghdad. The United States threatened on Sunday, November 17, 2019, to take legal action against personalities involved in corruption and theft of the funds of the Iraqi people, while stressing that the change of the constitution is a private Iraqi. U.S. Undersecretary of State Joe Hood said in an interview followed by Obelisk that the coming months will see the United States take action against the corrupt who stole the money of the Iraqi people, noting that those measures will be prolonged because they are illegal. Hood said that the Iraqis want an end to rampant corruption, pointing out that the United States of America will deal with any Iraqi national figure. On the political and parliamentary efforts to change the Iraqi constitution, Hood stressed that changing the constitution is an Iraqi matter that does not concern the United States or any other country. It is noteworthy that the United States has in recent months imposed sanctions on figures in the popular mobilization under allegations of human rights violations. Unveiling a U.S. quest to control the Silk Road through Iraq and Syria to the Mediterranean. By Ahad Na3 November 16, 2019, 11:15 a.m. Read. Odd News, Baghdad. Security expert Ahmed al-Sharifi revealed that there is an American effort to control the Silk Road that passes through Iraq and Syria to the Mediterranean Sea. He pointed out that America is trying to force China to negotiate with it on the Silk Road. America is trying to control the strategic contract and the Silk Road on the basis of which China is contained, Sharifi said in an interview with Al-Arab television. He added, the tribal power that America intends to form will exercise an effective activity to achieve a security patch that may reach the extent of contact with Baghdad, meaning that there is an expansion of the power of this force at the expense of the federal force. Sharifi said that this force is different from the awakening and will go towards wide powers to hold the land and draw the features of borders and security lines will be entrusted to the security functions of this force, guaranteeing the protection of roads, for example. He stressed that the strategic land transport lines have become, today, an integral part of the equation of containment in regional and international balances, especially the Silk Road, noting that the Silk Road will be forced through Iraq, specifically from the western region through Syria to the Mediterranean. The United States will try to control the strategic node in Iraq and put Syria under pressure from the balance and the control of the United States, the security expert stressed. China can only go through negotiations with America to go this way. An economist depends on the return of Iraq to its place, the continued cohesion of the demonstrators. November 16, 2019 economic expert Safwan Kosai said, the successive governments have added new problems to Iraq. Kosai said in a press statement, the successive governments have not been able to formulate strategic solutions to the problems of Iraq, but contributed in one way or another to add new problems to it, calling for building Iraq. He added, despite the complex circumstances currently witnessing Iraq, but we believe that it will witness a fundamental transformation to return to its place. If the demonstrators succeed in maintaining cohesion among themselves and invest the recovery of the national spirit in rebuilding Iraq in all sectors, having regained their national spirit, the Iraqis will be able to build their country in all sectors, especially since Iraq has untapped wealth in all sectors that can be invested in record time. At least 11 ministers will be replaced in Adel Mahdi's cabinet. 8:39 November 17, 2019. The deputy of the Building Alliance Hossein said Arab, on Sunday, that the changes in the cabinets of Adel Abdul Mahdi will include at least 11 ministers, pointing out that the parliament will reject any new minister or partisan has a file in the Integrity Commission. Arab said in a statement to the Information that the number of ministers to be changed are at least 11 ministers to be replaced every 5 ministers together, until the completion of the ministerial change. While retaining the ministers who are convinced Abdul Mahdi to remain in power, he added that the vote on the dismissal of ministers will be in parliament, but the vote on the names of the new ministers will be subject to the selection of Abdul Mahdi for independent non-partisan personalities. Arab said that parliament will not vote on ministers will be brought through parties, in addition to the rejection of any minister proves the existence of his name with the Integrity Commission. Canada comments on demonstrations in Iraq and expresses concern over the increase in killings. November 17, 2019, 10:36. The Government of Canada, on Sunday, expressed concern about the increasing number of killings in the demonstrations in Iraq, while affirming its support for the right of peaceful demonstration and freedom of the press. The Government of Canada has expressed its grave concern at the continuing violence that has resulted in increased killings during demonstrations in Iraq, the Canadian Foreign Ministry said in a statement. The Iraqi people deserve stability, prosperity and security, she said. The Canadian government supports and encourages constructive dialogue for all Iraqis. Issuing an arrest warrant for the governor of Babylon. November 17, 2019. A source in the province of Babylon said on Sunday that an arrest warrant for the governor of Babylon, Adel Abdul Mahdi, was issued for not attending his trial. The source told Twilight News that the Babylon court has postponed the governor's lawsuit to the 19th of November and issued an arrest warrant for the governor for not attending the court session today. The commander of the Rapid Reaction acknowledges the firing of gas bombs in the head and confirms the commander bears responsibility. November 16, 2019, 23:27. The commander of the Rapid Reaction Team, Thamar al-Husseini, admitted firing tear gas canisters in the head of the demonstrators, while holding the military leaders responsible for this. The security forces have been busy securing large demonstrations, and these crowds need to be run, Husseini told Khalis TV program aired on Al Furat TV channel. There was a presence after the military mistakes that appeared when the demonstration started on October 1, he said. He added, the demonstrations were not surprising, but the preparations were not correct. Forces were created to maintain the law and some provinces have been prepared more. But there are still mistakes due to riots or friction with the security services. As a result, the duty of the security services to protect all citizens, whether a demonstrator, a rioter, or tucked. Al-Husseini continued. The security leaders were diagnosed, so the procedures came to isolate the leaders and officers and turn the file to the judiciary. He pointed out that the security measures on October 25 was much better than the previous period. The situation at the beginning of the demonstrations was confusing, and many resent the abandonment of arms as directed by the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces and the Minister of Interior. But reduced friction and injuries, the commander of the Rapid Reaction that law enforcement forces in the capital, consisting of regiment of various security sectors, were equipped with riot control equipment. Al-Husseini pointed out that the largest number of demonstrations in Tahrir Square reached between 27,000 demonstrators, and the rest of these numbers sometimes rise and fall but did not exceed these numbers. Explaining that these numbers are monitored through surveillance cameras, the demonstrators are attacking the security forces with billiard balls, camels, screws, and wraps, and we respond with tear gas canisters. And the numbers of the wounded in the demonstrations are astronomical, he said, adding that the correct numbers of victims since the beginning of October to 25, of which 1 martyr and 86 injured. Most of them have headache as a result of inhalation tear gas, stressing that gas bombs do not kill. Al-Husseini pointed out that most of those who die as a result of tear gas canisters in the head are the biggest problem facing us, and we have seen the truth, and the Commander-in-Chief recommended not to use them. Adding that the problem of demonstrators with the political and the economy and not with the security forces, and support troops on the Republic Bridge. Quotation mark. On the provincial level, Husseini said that after the breakdown of the security situation in Mysore province, a brigade of rapid reaction went to the province to contain the crisis, and currently the security situation is stable. While a brigade of rapid reaction yesterday to Dakar to escalate the pace after clashes with regiments in Nasiriyah and caused with great losses, the rapid reaction forces are a professional force capable of carrying out their tasks in all circumstances and did not participate in the holy city of Karbala, he said. The commander of the rapid reaction, we do not have a hot province, and what concerns us today, Baghdad, Basra, and Dakar, being hot now. And as security services are not a party in the subject of demonstrations, and demonstrations resolved political forces, and the government is responsible. And the capital is responsible for the leadership of Baghdad operations, and each province where command operations and police, we know how to do it. However, there are part of the demonstrators and personal contacts with the security services, and we have the right to arrest only by arrest warrant issued by the judiciary as an executive force, Al-Husseini concluded by saying. The Ministry of Interior did not receive the file of the security of the provinces and leaders currently for operations.